Hey friends, what's up? How's it going? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope you're well. Almost impaled myself on the desk again. Nice. It's been a little while since I've done one of these videos. I think a couple weeks. It's time for a viewer's choice video. A little while back, I asked you guys what so far this year has been your most successful fragrance, your most complimented fragrance, and I have 10 of your top answers right there. And if you want to see all the other answers, and there are a bunch, feel free to go to the community tab on my YouTube channel and check it out. There's also a whole bunch of other questions I've asked you guys on there. And if you want to be in a future video, there's probably a question up there right now that you can leave your answer to. Let's get started with probably the most obvious one. This comes to us from Voice of Sense 5212, who says, Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette. Yeah. Like it or hate it, this is popular with the masses for a reason. That's true. And for the majority of folks not acquainted with fragrances, something as simple and played out as Sauvage ought to be the perfect fit. Something as simple and played out as, that sounds backhanded as F. But yeah, Sauvage works. That's why it's the best-selling men's fragrance on the planet. Like it or hate it, this is everywhere. Now you might smell it and go, well, why is it everywhere? I don't get it. Well, it's pretty easy to break down. The performance is super good. It lasts forever. It's strong. It projects. It's gonna get you noticed. Also, it's from a brand that people really hold in high esteem, Christian Dior. It's got a nice ring to it. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it's pricey. Or that's how they view it. Also, people just love it. People just love the way that it smells. It's fresh. I know a lot of people would say, no, it's too strong. Well, it's got a good fresh opening that draws people in immediately. And as it dries down, it stays very pleasant. And you add all that up, and that equals compliments. And when people get compliments, they remember it. They remember what they were wearing, what they were doing, etc., etc. And then they buy more of it. And then they use it all, and they buy another one. And then they use it all, and then they buy another one. Now you may say, well, surely that's gonna go away really soon, right? I mean, it's played out. Think about it this way. Acqua di Gio is still one of the best-selling fragrances for men in the world. It came out in 1996, going on 30 years ago. This came out in 2015, 9 years ago. So yeah, if you can think about it that way, you got at least 20 more years, if that keeps up, of Sauvage being one of the most popular scents on the planet. You're welcome. That's what Dior says. You're welcome. Before we hop to the next fragrance, guys, here are some codes you can use to save yourself some money, including the new Joma Shop codes. Have to use those in the Joma Shop app. Is that goofy? You tell me, but that's how it is. And all the other codes are functioning as usual. So if you shop at any of those different websites, Max Aroma, Twisted Lily, Frag Flex, Joma Shop, then use those codes, save yourself some dinero. Up next, we have a fragrance from Alucard 13, who says Louis Vuitton Imagination. New to me this year, and just about everywhere earns a compliment. I seriously don't have anything else in my collection that gets this kind of attention. I've worn it to the office and more casually out with my wife. This stuff just works. So if you've never smelled Imagination, this is a very nice citrusy fragrance. Also it has some black tea in there as it dries down. You have ginger, neroli, very fresh, uplifting, bright, sweet, and super appealing. Like he said, Alucard, son of Dracula, he wears this. Most LV fragrances, easy to wear, easy going fragrances with nice quality, and they have some banger spring and summertime fragrances. This probably one of the best, if not the best. Smells amazing. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. When it comes to compliments, a lot of times you want to be looking for something fresh or sweet. Like I said, Sauvage, a lot of people would not consider that fresh, but if you look up Christian Dior's own write-up, they push the freshness of the fragrance. So you're looking for fresh or sweet very often, and if you combine those in some way where there is freshness and also sweetness, you hit the jackpot most of the time. When you look across like the most complimented fragrances, a lot of times it's that or this. or a combination. Now, of course, that's not all the time, but when you look at the fragrances that are typically thought of as being compliment pullers, that's kind of what you're looking at. Oh, and before we go forward, a quick PDA. Public display of affection? PSA. Public service announcement. When it comes to compliments, most of the time you will receive compliments from people you know, whether acquaintances, co-workers, friends, loved ones. They are more often going to be the people that compliment you. Have I gotten compliments just going about my day? Yeah, of course, but that is nowhere near as common. And also it's gonna be dependent on where you live, what you're doing, how often you're out and about, you know, how much you take care of yourself, how personable you are, et cetera, et cetera. So there may be some people out there that work jobs where they're constantly interacting with people and they get compliments all the time. There could be people who work from home and go out of their house once a week to the grocery store and back, and then they go like, oh, I just never get compliments, I don't understand. So keep that in mind when it comes to compliments or hearing about compliments. There's so many factors when it comes into that stuff. And it's definitely not the end all be all at the end of the day. You should be wearing stuff that makes you happy, that boosts your confidence. That's what's most important. Let's keep it moving. We have SLA249276, who says, surprisingly, out of the 100 or so fragrances that I own and wear, this one, Tonka Cola by Manera, has pulled the most. That is a little bit surprising. I like it though, stuff's nice. Super sweet, which you would expect. I mean, Tonka Cola, right? Both of those are pretty sweet. Also has some cherry aspects to the fragrance as well. Surprised that's sweet also. Pretty good performance, you know, good projection, good longevity, so it's gonna help you get noticed. That is another thing, of course, if nobody can smell your fragrance at all, if you have like the weakest fragrance on earth, probably be hard to get a compliment. But Tonka Cola crushing it for SLA slaw. And I will say that Manera had a number of other fragrances that were listed on there. Citra Boisé, of course, that one got mentioned a bunch. I saw Hindu Kush on there. And I think I saw Red Tobacco as well, just a lot of Maneras, which again, makes sense. Manera fragrances project pretty well. They have a number of fragrances that do get you noticed in a very positive way, you know, designer sensibilities, you could say, with some of their fragrances. And they're not too expensive. At discounters, you can usually pick them up for a pretty good price. Murray Grazier is up next. He says, Missoni Parfum so far. I haven't even worn it that often, but nearly every time I do, it draws a compliment or two. That's pretty good. I think you should wear it more. So this one, pretty affordable from discounters. This one is a certifiable cheapie. It's not gonna run you all that much money, and it smells quite similar to Bleu de Chanel, which is not super cheap when it comes to designers, because Chanel's at discounters is not really a thing that very much exists. I would suggest if you get this one that you don't get a tester. I got a tester. I don't have a cap. And it bothers me every time I look at it, especially because it's a nice magnetic cap. If you get the full presentation, dang it. But yeah, the quality here, really nice. The atomizer is good. Presentation is nice. Ultra versatile. Wear this year round, daytime or nighttime. Just a great quality scent for the price point. And Murray is out here getting all those compliments when you're not, because Big Murray's wearing this. Murray! Trance for Life is up next. I like that name. I'm assuming you're talking about trance music, not like some other kind of weird stuff that I'm not aware of. Just out there like, or doing the Ziz hands. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to do that, but rest in peace, Ziz. He says, Dior Homme Sport 2021. People pick this bad boy up from several feet away. It's magic in the air. 60% of the time, it works every time. That's nice. It's a good reference. Yeah, Dior Homme Sport, that stuff rules. I'm okay. I'm okay with all these choices right now. Yeah, Dior Homme Sport. I mean, it's similar to Dior Homme 2020, but freshened up, smoothed out a little bit, made a little easier to wear in more situations, I would say. I love Dior Homme 2020 nowadays also, but this one pumps up that freshness a little bit. Nice bit of citrus off the top, still has that woodiness, but less aggressive. Dior Homme Sport's good stuff, man. This is a really nice one. And honestly, in the US, kind of under the radar a bit. I'm talking about just your average everyday person, right? Dior Sauvage, of course, everybody knows that. Dior Homme Sport, I'm not saying it's like unknown, but is it on this level? No, this is not in the top 30 best-selling fragrances. So yeah, it's a little little tiny bit under the radar, as much as a Dior can be anyway. Mark H7389 says, Amouage Reflection Man for me. Multiple strangers complimenting out in public. And if I recall correctly, there's like a kind of funny comment underneath that one who said that Amouage Reflection Man reminds them of smelling like tacos, which I have never thought of with this one, and now I'm kind of curious. I mean, I don't really get tacos, but is that like cilantro? Like somebody's thinking of cilantro there? I don't know. Maybe that's it. Because like cilantro to some people comes across like soap, right? Maybe that's it. I'm thinking too much about this. Reflection Man, one of the most popular Amouage fragrances out there. Another one, very fresh, clean, a little reminiscent of like Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male. Like if you took that idea and turned it into a higher quality niche fragrance, kind of like that. White floral forward, good performance, nice looking presentation. It's the full package, unless it reminds you of tacos. And then at that point, maybe go something else. But I have some friends who swear by Reflection Man, just like crushes for them. They get all kinds of attention. And I used to wear this a pretty good amount, as you can tell there. And yeah, I had good results with this also. Thankfully, never had that called out, because that would have maybe made me second guess. Would have been like how many people were silently thinking this and not saying it. Johnny B9914 says, Invictus Platinum is my most complimented fragrance. I've been giving it more wears this year because of the compliments. That tends to happen. It comes across floral in the air, even though there isn't any florals listed in the note breakdown. Less bubblegummy, less shower jelly, sweeter than the original. So this one does technically have lavender as a note. Lavender is a flower, so technically there is a floral that's listed in here. There's also absinthe, grapefruit, and mint. So you've got like a green aspect to the fragrance, but then also very fresh and sweet. Got a little patchouli in there as it dries down. It's been compared to the smell of Bad Boy Cobalt, which is also a really popular fragrance, also a big compliment puller. So it's kind of interesting how that shook out, you know, Invictus Platinum and Bad Boy Cobalt coming out not too far apart from each other in terms of when they released. And this one sometimes doesn't get as much love as the Bad Boy. Bad Boy Cobalt sells a little bit more and gets talked about a little bit more. But yeah, Invictus Platinum, this stuff works really well also. So show a little love to our platinum friend here. Then we have Maverick 89071 who says, Azaro, the most wanted intense. It makes the ladies weak at the knees. So the most wanted intense, this one is a little similar to YSL myself, kind of in that family. You know, it's not the exact same. You can pretty easily tell them apart if you spray them on at the same time, but it's, maybe we could say, inspired by the success of myself. So this one has bergamot, lavender, and a little bit of like a boozy note to it, and moss as it dries down. There have been a lot of fragrances that have come out since myself that are kind of in that overall style, and really just about any of them do very well. Yeah, like in terms of compliments, in terms of versatility, it's a new type of scent, and they all crush. And with this falling in to that kind of style, it also crushes. We got a good one here. I am RP1 Arrows Flame, of course. It never ceases to get me compliments, he says. Yes, thank you. Somebody keeping the Arrows Flame meme alive. But truthfully, it does do really well at pulling attention, pulling compliments. It has a great balance of sweet, fresh, and masculine. It's got a nice Kinoto note in there. Kinoto. It adds like a little green aspect, a little touch, some like zest to it as well. Yeah, this stuff is a grower. You know, it's one of those ones you just want to keep spraying on, keep spraying on, keep spraying on. And I am patiently awaiting Eros Energy. I feel like that was announced a million years ago. Keep looking for it, and I keep not finding it. So hopefully that one drops really soon, and hopefully it is amazing, because I would love to see some more Eros come out, as long as they keep the quality there in terms of what the Eros line is known for. which to me is being fragrances that are sneaky, super versatile, good performance, and mass appealing, while having their own distinct style that when you smell it, you go, ah, that's Arrows. All right, last one is from Ultimate Wolf 6162. And with this, I feel it's like the fragrance version of Thanos or something. That Sauvage over there is Thanos. Looking out at other brands, you couldn't accept your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me. Prada Lunar Rosa Carbon. It's the only one I've gotten several compliments from. So we started with Sauvage and we end with something that smells sneakily, suspiciously similar to Sauvage. Yeah, of course, Lunar Rosa Carbon, really well known for being Prada's version of Dior Sauvage. And it does smell really nice. A lot of people actually prefer Lunar Rosa Carbon to Sauvage because it has that same complement factor from the Dior over here. But in typical Prada fashion, it's a little smoother, a little bit less aggressive, a little cleaner, but still unmistakably similar to Sauvage. Yeah, it smells good though. I mean, if you're honest and we're talking mass appeal, when you smell that, you know right away, oh yeah, it's gonna work real good. That's gonna work out real nice. And it does. So Lunar Rosa Carbon, wrapping up, here are your fragrances, your best, most successful fragrances so far this year. And there are, like I said, I don't know, 400 other answers on the topic. So feel free to browse through there and read what other people have put that's worked well for them. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.